My name is Rusetica. Welcome to my casual channel. Today we're going to be talking about everything Wicked. This video is going to be split up into pre-movie thoughts, everything before I see the movie, and then post-Wicked thoughts. Something has changed within me. This may be too far, but I mean, it was worth it because there are so many things to cover and the timestamps will be included. This movie, the movie's budget, the behind the scenes drama, the promo. As a consumer, this turned from exciting, honestly, a little bit too exhausting, in my opinion. I feel like this movie has been in the social sphere for like a decade. I feel like I've been hearing about this since I was like born or something. Like, most of it is because of the SpongeBob and Miss Grande of it all, right? Inadvertently, their drama brought attention into this film, so it kind of promoted it in a way. But like at the same time, what did we expect when two theater kids come together and fall in love, even though they had previously marriages and families? Of course, we get the drama. Like, of course. And then Cynthia Erivo kind of drums up some drama talking about the poster and the invitation. And then people are like, oh my God, look at her. And then after that, it's the Wicked porn website that was on the dolls thing. And then it's just pretty much everything around this. The fact that they have such big stars attached to it. Really quickly, I know this is annoying, but if you could just like or comment something about this video, if you like it at any point, if you disagree with or agree with anything I say in this, because it like legitimately helps my videos be seen. Interaction with the videos kind of just shows to YouTube that people give a damn. Like, and then in turn YouTube starts giving a damn and like showing other people and asks them to give a damn. So I'd appreciate it. This movie better be phenomenal. This movie better have me like how Lady Gaga was when she was like talented,
brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique.
I feel like with all of the things that have been invested into this movie better be nothing less than like a 9. It costs more than just millions of dollars to make. It costs families. And I'm looking at you, allegedly, Spongiana. As a first-time Wicked watcher, although I read the book, I'm excited to watch this because I read the book so I can compare and contrast the book and the book's history. I know that they said they were going to be pulling from some of the book, but they're mainly pulling from the musical. Duh. So this is what I'm looking for from this movie. I have high expectations. Everything I'm rating is going to be out of 10. I'm going to judge the cringe factor. I'm going to judge the gag factor. I need to be a little gagged about this. Like, everybody's been talking about this like they're gagged to death. So I need to feel that. Backstory, if it is satisfying to what I feel about the book and then also what I've heard about the play, if it's just like satisfactory. And then beauty of the set. So I just guess the setting. I just need the setting to be what it's advertised to be. It looks like the most beautifully made thing ever that costs like $1 billion. So I need to feel the $1 billion when I'm looking up at the screen. And then acting, right? Like they have heavy hitters in this. Jeff Goldblum, oh my God. Cynthia Rihanna, like Michelle Yo. I'm just hoping this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life because that's really what I feel like it's being played up to be, so it better be that. Okay. Something has changed within me. I fear that something is not the same. I laughed. I cried 3 times. I giggled. I gagged. I related to it. I was triggered by it. It just gave everything it needed to give. This may be too far, but I mean, it was worth Ethan Slater's marriage. It was! It was! Ariana's too. Let's get into the rating. So I said I would rate this on cringe factor, gag factor, backstory, beauty, and acting. I can't do anything musical because I can't even sing. So I look stupid if I'm like, well, I don't think I cringe factor 0. I was not cringing. It wasn't uncomfortable. If anything, the place where I live, because I live in the most disappointing Midwestern area, I don't think that the audience was really all keyed in. So I was most disappointed with like the performance of like the people around me. I don't think they were laughing when they needed to laugh. I don't think no cringe factor for the movie. Gag factor? Oh my god. Especially because there was a homage paid to the musical in such a beautiful way that had everyone gagged. Backstory 10. Like truly, I don't think that you could, and I've only read the book, okay? I haven't watched the play. A lot of me knows I'm unqualified to even give a rating on backstory, but this is it just is what it is. For me, that was a 10 based off what I know about the play and the book. Beauty, this movie was perfect. Like, I don't think anything could have been done to make this a more beautiful, more pretty, more pleasing experience. I truly don't think anything could have been done. 10. Like, God. Acting, oh my God, okay? Um, And one thing I want to talk about in more depth is just the themes of this, the theme of like vulnerability, yearning for acceptance, and power. I need to go over them in a very intense way. So I'm going to save that for the end. But I have 5 things that stood out to me. One, I'm glad that they explained the affair in a very simple way because the book, it let us know that Alphaba's mom was cheating, but in a way that was very confusing. I don't know how the play does it. It's probably a lot more straightforward, but I like the way that it was explained. I like that we got to see Alphaba's character and it was very quick. You understood who she was. In the book, fun fact, Nanny was more so Nessa Rose's person. Like Alphaba didn't really like she had people around her, but like Nanny wasn't really like for both of them. And then also in the book, they had a brother, but he died pretty immediately, but his existence was still there. And that's the reason that Alphaba's mom had died in the book. I heard also the play was focused on the fact that it was just the two of them, which I think like makes the most sense because the book, the brother dying, like there's no reason for him to be there. 3, the Oz Dust Ballroom scene. I'll cry about it right now. I really will cry about it right now. No, 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 no. Elphaba having her moment and showing vulnerability after she'd been ridiculed, teased, just not looked at as human. She's not really like human. Are they really human? Not looked at for the person that she is. The person that shiz. I was moved. I heard other people crying around me and I was like, okay, good. Permission to recognize this scene for what it is and like really feel how deep this moment is. Oh God. Oh my God. People are making fun of Ariana and Cynthia for crying so much. Do you guys not know? Did you guys not see them? Are we not aware of the themes of this movie and how powerful this is? The 4th thing, everyone's comedic performance. Please. Please. Ariana was so funny, but like I feel like people don't really know Ariana's background as it relates to kind of like she grew up on like Nickelodeon. And if you are a fan or maybe you've watched some of her little interviews and stuff, she's a naturally just kind of funny person and very performative. So I expected that. Cynthia's she wasn't that comedic, but she gave everything she needed to give. Fiyero, the prince, giggled. Okay, I was gonna say Bowen Yang. Every time his character said something, it all laughs, like truly all laughs. Of course. Jeff Goldblum's presence is just a funny one to me, but I love him. Michelle Yeoh is such a baddie. It's insane. She was the pick for this. I think I for the 5th one I just had the homage to the original play. Gooped, gagged, gonked, if you will. So now that I'm done talking about that, I want to talk about the themes of power, vulnerability, and accepting for yearning, because that's really what I feel like at the heart of this movie is what really made this. That's really what pulls a story together for me and really makes it very touching and not just like, oh, this is a movie that people want to come see because I want to come see it. The power displayed in this movie, the systems of power, the ways people use their power, the lack of power scene is really it was very visible. Did anybody else feel that? I don't know. Galinda the Good, does use her power for good, but it's typically only if it benefits her in some way, shape, or form. Whereas Elphaba is constantly seeking out power in search of power because of her lack of power, which Galinda cannot relate to. So Galinda's search for power is not out of self interest. It's just for the idea of uplifting the powerless because she is the powerless. And it really does speak to what has been said in the book and the play and now the movie. Is one born wicked, or does one have a wickedness thrust upon them? Galinda's more wicked than Elphaba, which may be like, duh, like we watched the same movie. What are you, duh? But I feel like the yearning for approval manifested in very different ways for the both of them. Elphaba sought out good from abuse. Galinda sought out praise, which allowed abuse. She was complacent. Really, the systems at play are what's the most wicked thing about this. Although Galinda is very performative, she also recognized if she did the dance with Elphaba, she was saying, I am accepting you, and then also maybe did or did not realize that other people would in turn respond to what she was doing, using her attention, using the attention that's on her for ultimately a social good, to change the social climate, just to benefit somebody who has been so deeply ridiculed. She also only really did that because Elphaba put herself on the line for her in getting her the wand. Galinda also, I feel like, I kind of wish that they gave a little bit more backstory on her, because it isn't really that well explained in the book, but for the most part, Glinda comes from power, Glinda comes from money. So doing the things that she's doing and not standing by Elphaba's side and making the decisions that she makes are not shocking. It's not shocking that that's the type of person that she is, being complacent in order to seek approval and acceptance from those around her. But I feel like in another version of this movie, that would have been good to kind of expand upon, not just Elphaba's yearning for acceptance, but then seeking out good as a result of abuse and being powerless, but then also Galinda's exposure to abuses of power and about how you stay in power when you are complacent and when you prioritize the perception of good as opposed to actual good. I'm gonna see this again. I'm hoping I might take my husband to go see it. I don't know. Or I might just wait till it's on streaming. I don't know. Oh, I can't wait to see it again, though. Genuinely. Also, the moment, I should have mentioned this in the moments that stood out to me. Actually, I'm going to mention it now. When Elphaba is falling down and she looks into the reflection of the building that she's falling down in, and you know what she sees. I'm not spoiling this, so I'm just going to try to keep it as vague as possible. Oh, like I could cry right now. I'll cry right now. If you could give me a like or a comment or anything, wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever time of day it is, I hope you have an amazing, valuable morning, afternoon, or night.